The moment we want to use them again, we take it out. What do? Bash it! No? Today, I would like to show you how to make my favorite ever dish, İskender Kebab, the easiest way. What is İskender? İskender Kebab is döner. Underneath there's this crunchy bread with a bit of tomato sauce and butter, and on the side a bit of yogurt. It's actually taking this gorgeous döner into a next level. How did it all came to our lives is the thing about İskender. There was this guy called İskender years ago. He got this jar kebab, which is a lateral kebab, and made it stand vertical. And first he invented the döner in the Bursa region. As far as we have understood, he's such a big inventor. He didn't stop there. He took his invention to another level, making it this beautiful İskender. The family still stands. They have many restaurants all over the world, and the name actually İskender belongs to this beautiful family.
Their surname is İskender.
His name was İskender, but after they're inventing İskender, they took the surname of İskenderoğlu.
İskenderoğlu, yeah, son of İskender. That's the background story of this beautiful thing. I'm such a big döner and İskender fan. Years ago, I have developed a technique of making İskender at home. And then everyone, including in Turkey and abroad, use my technique, and now everyone can make döner at home. Where do I know that they got it from me? I know it from this. Every döner ustası have their own marinade, and I developed mine. And then I thought about a way to how can I like thinly slice the meat. So I decided to froze it, then cut it and cook it, and it worked miraculously. But what was hard about it was taking the meat out of the fridge, and while it's still frozen, to cut it, you know, it needs a good knife and a knife skill, etc. And someone, unfortunately, I've saw it in Instagram, but then lost the guy, took that recipe and made it easier. How did he make it easier? Instead of freezing the meat in a total way, he smashed it and made it into thin slices. I like the idea very much, and this way I have developed my recipe up one more level, and now today I'm going to share that beautiful thing. And this is my promise that you will make a döner at least 10 times better than you eat outside. First, we start with our meat. For our meat, we can use just minced meat, or we can use just round. Where is round? Round is this place, which is like a filet with not much fat, but because it's a muscle, it's a bit hard. So we use the round, and the minced meat usually comes from the meat around the ribs, which has a lot of fat and which doesn't move, which is actually very nice and tasty. We can use veal, or you can also use lamb. In the world now, some of the people just make döner with mincemeat, some with just chunks of meat. But actually, the oldest one is a mixture of both. So we're gonna do the mixture of both. We have the mincemeat, half a kilo of the round. To this, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of yogurt with the juice in. This will help soften the meat. And also we add a bit of milk. Again, to tenderize, we need the juice of 2 onions, which I'm going to start to fry. To get the juice, I will grind it. This action is actually great to open your sinuses. I squeeze it. Why don't I put the onions in actually? It lessens the feeling of you're just eating pure meat. We just use its juice. And this adds not just tenderness, but also incredible flavor. Now it's almost done. I like my döner a bit hot, so red flake pepper, 1 tablespoon. Usually the meat used to smell the thyme that they eat on the mountain, so to get that I add a bit of dried thyme, or you can use fresh. And then teaspoon of black pepper, and because it's sea salt, heap teaspoon of salt. That's it. We mix this really well. Do you think that my eyes are tenderized now? Now, this is gonna sit for a while. Normally, if this was a real big döner, they would make it in trays. This will rest for a day. Then they would put it on the big sword, and then it will also rest for a day. Then the next day, it would be ready to be heated and cooked. As you can see, this beautiful thing already started to change color, and it smells gorgeous. Now, it's time to put it on plastic bags. Actually, these bags become a serving, let's say, for 2 people. That's really practical in that sense. I'm going to divide this into 6, and each will be around 200 grams. And spread this in such a way as if the döner is cut thin with a rolling pin. After you open it a bit with something straight, it doesn't have to be this, try to make the edges even. The bag will wrinkle for a while, but after a while you spread it, it will be normal. Now it's ready. It's quite thin like this. I'm going to make this in 6 layers. So each time, let's say you and I are together and we make just one piece, and if we are all together, we make all of it. So in the fridge, we're gonna have a ready-made great meat dish. These are ready, but I'm not going to directly put them into the fridge. They're gonna sit for about 2 hours outside. Why? Because we want the meat to soak all the flavors of one another. Then, after I put them into the fridge, the moment we wanna use them again, we take it out. What do? Bash it! No? So, our döner pieces are ready. So how do we start? We put hot pan and a bit of butter. I don't melt the whole butter, I take it out. Then put my döner pieces in. One thing about this recipe is, unfortunately, using lots of plastic. That's the negative side. I don't like that, but I like its practicality. If you don't want to use that, use my old recipe. It's already started to smell like a kebab place. Put each piece, and until one side turns brown, do not turn it to the other side. Some pieces are gonna be big, some are small, same as when they cut the döner, and it smells gorgeous. My pan is really high on heat. I don't want it to cook slowly. If it cooks slowly, it will take its water out, and I don't like that. When one side starts to brown like this, I turn it to the other side. I don't make both sides really brown because then it will be too chewy. Okay. As you can see, they look great. Last but not least, what I'm going to do is cut some pide like this. And then I take my döner out. I put a bit of butter in. Last minute wet my döner and take it out like this. And to the butter, I add my bread. Wait. If there are any blacknesses in the pan, you can use a bit of paper to clean it all. We don't want to burn anything to come. Normally you don't see these things on videos, but we are here to teach. Now I lower the heat because I want the bread to be crunchy. For it to be crunchy, it has to be dry, so it has to evaporate in a slow pace, and I don't want the butter to burn too much. So my bread is ready. I put it in like this. Add a bit of yogurt on the side of my İskender. Yogurt cleans the mouth in every piece. Then I put a bit of butter for the sauce, a tomato puree or a passata. And on the side, I'm going to heat a bit of butter. To the tomato sauce, actually, I put a bit of salt and a bit of sugar. Sugar is to take the sour edge of the tomato away. Because this is quite thick, I'm going to need a bit of water. The key thing is, before you put the tomato paste, you have to put the butter in to the hot pan. The butter should brown and it gives an extra taste. This way, I'm going to put the tomato sauce like this. Then I put my döner on top. This way it's really easy to make big chunks. The chunks of meat, because they are like thin lines, they hold the döner together. And, okay, on top we put a bit more tomato sauce, and more importantly, as you can see, the butter with a bit of brownness, I am going to put this also to the top of the yogurt like this. So, this is it, guys. How do we eat the İskender for the first time comers? We put some tomato, we take a bread, and then we put it on the yogurt like this. and I would like to eat it. I can't. So that's it. Hope you have enjoyed it. Happy Ramadan for the ones who have their oruç. For the ones who don't, lots of love. Hope you make this recipe and share it with your loved ones because it is really a gorgeous thing. And if you come to Istanbul, one of the things that you have to run after is eating a good İskender. Bye bye.